Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Nice.
Perfect. Okay, today's the day. Okay, perfect. So, um, we need to finish all of the events today. We got 18 hours, less than a day. So it's gonna be pretty bad. It's gonna be very, 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 very boring. We need to reach 50. I got 2 days of this. Oh, that's good. That's good. Um, let's do one run right now. This is the fastest one. Um, why am I using this guy? He's not Remembrance MC. Oh fuck. Let me see. Maybe I should go with but can I change it? Like from here? No? Yeah, right? Yes I can. Where are you, boy? I cannot. I cannot do anything. Okay. Well, since we got memory melody MC, let's use a Firefly team. Um, Firefly, then Ron May and Aventurine. Or actually the best 4-star healer of all time. Healer, break DPS, support. I wouldn't say a main DPS. Nice. Yeah, I guess now I think I understand. I think this divergent universe, this little thing
Stay
is
in
made
step.
for the Herta.
Let the show begin.
Until everything burns.
Oh my god, I'm a bit tired.
All will be swept away by the wind.
I drank a little bit
Friend?
yesterday,
Indulge
and it's
yourself!
a bit cold. You know, I saw that one of my actually right now is the most viewed short I published was most seen in Japan, and that's crazy. That's crazy. Japan. Then what? There was another country that an Asian country as the second best most, and the well, I remember four of them. One was Japan, third was United States, and the last one, do you know what that was? It was Vietnam. Oh my god, Vietnam. What am I doing in there? I don't know. That's crazy. Why? First of all, why is my most?
Until everything burns to ash.
Why is the country that has seen me the most Japan? How did that happen? That is just not normal. It doesn't make sense. I don't have any tags. in Japanese. That would require me to actually use hiragana or katakana, and that's crazy. How do they? I guess they in Japan they actually type in English to find English related stuff, I guess. Yeah, I think that's the my most educated guess I can think of. But since I'm not really a known individual in the sphere, um, it's still interesting that my most the, the country that view me the most is Japan. That's and Vietnam. How do they know? How do they know, man? That's crazy. Let me pick this one. Oh, okay.
Let's improvise. Let the show begin.
Attack detected.
Until everything burns to ashes! Eternal.
Okay. Damn. So let's see if I can pull that up actually.
All will be swept away by the wind.
Let me try. I can actually do it. So
Indulge yourselves!
let's short. By the way, if 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 you are watching this and you've been watching my shorts, thank you a lot. I'm an island boy and I'm trying to make it. I'm trying to make it in this sphere. And it's hard. It's very hard. It's so hard. There's so many good competition is good. Actually, not that competition is good. I think the my most limiting factor is hardware
Dreams do
and
come
knowledge.
true. Let the show begin.
Knowledge as in editorial knowledge. Knowledge as in no hardware. I mean good mic, good stuff to work with. I don't have it. So let me see. Let me see.
Until everything burns to ashes! A mere coin.
So this says, how do I,
A mere coin. All will
public?
be swept away by the wind.
Okay, here we go. Japan 15.4%, South Korea 5.4%, United States 5.4%, Vietnam 5.1%, and Russia 3.5%.
Let the show begin.
And so those are my stats.
Let's improvise.
Japan, South Korea, United States, Russia and Vietnam. And yes, I didn't know that Russia also was viewing my videos, which is interesting. So we got the West, we got the East, we got a little bit of every politically how to say it, politically different views. Interesting. I'm just looking at these stats right now.
Dreams do come true.
Actually, let me just pull another one. I have to see if this is a recurring thing.
I'm so
Let me check this one. No, this one now. This one. This one had 1,600 views. I made it.
Indulge yourselves!
When was this published?
Let's improvise.
Again, analytics,
Let the show begin.
public. Okay, interesting. I should have paid more attention. Look at this. Well, this one, United States 14.5%, South Korea 8.3%.
Dreams do come true.
Indonesia
Let the show
1
begin.
8.1, Japan 7.7, Philippines 6.5, Brazil 4.7, Malaysia 4.2, Vietnam 3.7.
Indulge yourselves!
So still Japan, South Korea going strong.
Let's improvise.
That's let me check.
Let the
Maybe.
show begin.
Maybe there is something going on.
I'm so
Let me take another one. Let's see. 1,000. Yeah, take this one. This is a short I made when they released the information about 3.3 banner. So
danger ahead. Ready
last
yourself.
week. Let me see. Analytics.
Time to test our report.
Public. Okay. Okay, so we got Indonesia is first, 7.9%.
Dreams do
United
come true.
States 7.5. Philippines again with 4.4. Vietnam 2.8.
I'm so everything. Burns to ashes.
So Japan didn't appear here.
Existence is unity. All will be swept away by the wind.
So Japan started
Let's
appearing
improvise.
now. Like a couple days ago. Interesting. Japan. I wish I could go to Japan someday. This would be sick. I think that I think it's at least a beautiful place. I don't really I'm not one of those that really think that Japan is the best thing that can ever happen to you. I actually studied Japanese for 1 year, and I had a Japanese teacher, and she was not happy. She was very critic of of Japan, and I didn't really understand. But I wasn't even that little. I was like 20. How old was I? 23, 24. So not exactly I was more of a lost soul, and oh man, I fucked it up. And I didn't understand why she would say that she didn't like it. Plus, she was a Christian woman, and that's interesting. So she wasn't even believing. I think that they got Shinto, they got Buddhism as the strongest religious belief.
Full of supplies.
It's either
A rare
Buddhism
find.
or Shinto. So the Catholic is not even the most predominant force. It's very European. I think like I think that she was just like a weeaboo, you know, like our weeaboos. Why am I using Firefly for this? So sick. Oh, it's not like it's gonna work. So she liked Europe so much, like Italy and all that, that she decided to reject her own country. I'm kidding. If you're watching, Nadai-san, I know that you're not. Good. I was. If I had skilled, um, she was. Yeah, she didn't really like talking about Japan,
Full
I
of
think.
supplies. A rare find.
I don't remember much because it was many years ago. But I remember her saying a couple times, you know. And I wanted to go to Japan, of course, and she said, "Yeah, maybe we can do this. You can go to Japan, but you have to take that tattoo that you have. Take it out." It's like, what? Yeah, you need to erase that tattoo. And I was like, oh, okay,
Tests are reporting.
I will do
Let
it.
the show begin.
And well,
Friends?
so that was
Indulge yourselves.
me when I
Dreams
was
do come
20
true.
something. Man, I wish I would remember. I was going. I was at the university, so must have been 23, 22 years old. Yeah, even before 22 or 21, maybe. Those were interesting. That was an interesting moment of my life. So
Let's improvise.
that's when I thought that Japan was the best. And then I actually started looking up and seeing more things, the way people were living, the working condition, which the most that's like the thing that impacts me the most out of it's not only that it happens in Japan, it happens everywhere in Asia. Like this, I wouldn't even call it working culture. It's more like a slave related um, mechanic. Like I'm the boss. They really do value hierarchy, but not in a good way, I guess. It's like if you are born a royalty, if you are from the hierarchy, you're good. Otherwise, it just sucks. So if you're working for a company and you have to work overtime, and that's just expected of you. And they like to say that it's because, if I work for a company, I'll die in this company. It's actually a disgrace.
Friends?
That's I remember Nadai told me that. Um, it all started when I was just asking, what if I want to say in Japanese, or you change work, you change company, you know, like how do you say it? And she was like, no, they don't say it. Why? That's not something that you ask. That's not something that you would ask. And I didn't understand it because we, as European, it's not a taboo language. You know, you can translate everything basically. And but it made me feel like in Japanese there's not actually a word to explain that. And that's crazy. And there was another one also, but that's related to work issues, like losing a job, getting to another company is like a disgrace because you are not usually let down from your position. I think it has to happen something very
All will be swept away
very
by the
bad for
wind.
you to be laid off, and that's the good part.
Friends?
The bad part is that you have to live for the company. Once you're in, it's over. And the pay is not that good. You know, Japan suffered the economic crisis.
Eternal.
Yes, just like everybody. And Japan still suffers every day, I guess, for economic things. Just as everybody. So Japan is not the heaven. It's still rooted in this hurt, still suffering from crisis like everybody, migration and problems in general. That's something that I was overlooking. That's something that many people do overlook when they want to go somewhere else. Like people from South America choosing to live abroad, thinking that they will get everything that which was denied. And it depends on the country where you are starting from. Like if I'm from Venezuela and Cuba, yeah, I think that literally every other place is better. To be honest,
My friends?
Peru, so many South American countries are very bad.
Existence is unity.
Bolivia,
Let's improvise.
but depending on where, if you're going to change your life, you wanna go somewhere else, you need to scale everything and put it into a good perspective, an educated perspective, not just a wishful thinking perspective.
Still the same one.
And that goes, if you can do that, you're good to go. You don't build expectations, you don't build false hopes, you know. But at the same time, those hopes are necessary for you to get motivated. Otherwise, there's no motivation, there's no drive. You don't think that you can actually prevail in a different environment. And that's finding that balance. I think
Let the show begin.
is what you should do. Because me, for example, I'm devoted. I'm of all emotion.
Friends?
Like at this point in age of my life, I'm like, whatever happens is just happening, and I don't care. I don't find myself being excited by anything anymore.
Eternal.
It's just the way it is. So I don't really need to leave. I don't really feel like I need to do anything. What I'm doing is what I'm doing. The way I think things should be are the way things should be. I'm being very cryptic, but
Dreams do come true. Still the same
the
one.
most important part is that I don't feel anything anymore, to be honest. Yeah, it's a little sad, but
Until everything burns to ashes!
there's some good in this. There's some good in knowing that. And it's not like I. Sometimes I wish I would feel.
Friends?
I remember how it was, and I always acted so stupid. Always acted so inadequately when faced with that situation because I couldn't handle the emotions. And I was never able to handle the emotions, and I think I've evolved. Well, and what's left is this husk, you know. But it's able to counter everything that I was able to do better things by adopting this mentality of, you know, I don't know,
Dreams do come
feel
true.
it, so I could do it. So much easier. I still hurt. There's a couple things that are still hurting me. I cannot get rid of them. I'm only human, not sure. But yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I'm evolving. So
All will be swept away by the wind.
that's Japan. Japan really
Recalibrate.
My friends?
made me think.
Indulge yourselves!
I used to, well,
Let's
as a
improvise.
player,
Let the show begin!
I consider myself a player, not an old player, I guess. I was up to games up until 10 years ago. I guess I was up to
All will be swept away
most
by
of the
the
games.
wind.
Yeah. Now I'm gone.
Friends? Indulge yourselves!
But RPGs and Japanese stuff, I still like it to this day. Many games that I like. Not as much as before. I think the industry has changed vastly. Not in the good way. I think that we saw with Expedition 33. I've been watching it. I spoiled the whole, and I mean like the whole story. I spoiled myself the whole thing. I was just too curious. I just wanted to know. I couldn't handle it. So I watched everything. I watched how the project started.
The tour is over, and it's time for some rest.
I got up to date, and yeah, we are living in a moment where things are dire, and I think it's time that we understand that things are dire, and it's time to take action. For me, it's time to take action because otherwise these things are going to happen all over again, and we cannot really trust these big companies, to be honest. We cannot. They are not delivering good things. It's like they've been sabotaged, either by themselves or by other people.
Take your position. Let the show begin!
I think it's time to say no. It's just time to say no.
Until everything burns to ashes!
Stop
All
like
will be
getting all
swept
this
away by the
bullshit that we
wind.
don't need into games. You know, I don't want to expose myself politically yet because I'm a new channel. I want to say what I think. I want anybody. I want people to like me for who I am, not for what I think. But I do have political opinions, of course, and I embrace everybody. I embrace everybody, whatever you think. But my goodness does not, it's not. I'm sure that if somebody finds and hear what I think, they wouldn't really take their time and think and give me the benefit of the doubt. They wouldn't work with me. They would work against me, and I know that
Let's improvise.
it's the way it has to play. Like
Let the show
I can
begin!
still deal with people that I don't like, but those people wouldn't do the same for me. So it's better just to play safe. And
Existence is unity.
I'm just gonna be cryptic. Say what I can say or cannot say. It's always been like this. I don't care. It's plus, to be honest, people that do um, say without any concern what they think about anything never really had a good run in the long term, you know. Because anything can happen. You might think that you are on the right side of history, but you know, like let's say what's happening right now. Right now it's the
Full of
18th.
supplies. A rare
No,
find.
yeah, January, February, March, April, May. It's May 18th. Yeah. So now we're 2025. If you're watching this,
Danger ahead. Ready yourself.
so now we got this argument. We got this thing going with
Time to test
Asan,
our rapport.
Asmongold,
Dreams do come true.
Tectone, the
Let the show begin.
Blue Voldemort. I don't know, is it Exonor, that VTuber. So I'm watching it all. I'm being very invested. I do like it. I wish I could have a YouTube channel talking about this thing.
Eternal.
Ethan Klein, all that. But basically, it's the Jews against the Muslims, if you want to call it that way. That's what it is. The Jews against the Muslim. And I'll just say this, which is a normal take. We are, and everybody knows this. It's just that they're not telling you. What's the objective truth in all this is one. It's not about whose side is wrong and whose side is right. What I can say is this: if you're not from a particular group,
Take your
like
positions.
if you are from Palestine or if you are from
Let's improvise.
uh,
Let the show
Israel,
begin.
and if you're just an American guy, there's nothing that you can really say. You cannot just jump into all this conflict and expecting good things coming from it. Because if you angry one side, the other side is gonna be with you, and vice versa. But you're just not. How can you talk about something that never really affected your life? That's my take, and that's interesting because everybody is stuffing their mouth with things that they never know, they will never know, just in the comfort of their own chair. And it's interesting. We all do that. Sometimes you take the action of something that you like, something that you believe. But believing is not knowing, and that's something that we need to understand. Believing is not knowing. And as much as you want people to rally on your side, thinking, this is the side of the truth, in as objective as you can be or try to be, you'll never be like real, because you're still somebody living whatever you're living. All these people I'm talking about too, they're from the United States, most of them. So let's say Mississippi, Texas, whatever you're from. You're not there. You're not chasing or escaping from bombs. You're just talking. And many people just talk. They never lived a conflict. They don't know. And it's sad. Now, for those that actually know things, for example, we can say whatever we want, but let's say Ethan Klein
Danger ahead.
and
Ready
Ela.
yourself.
So I mean, Ela was born in Israel. So if there's somebody that knows a little bit more about Israel, it's not even
Time to
Ethan.
test our rapport.
It would be Ela, you know.
Dreams do come
So
true.
I don't care if she's right, she's wrong.
Let the show begin.
Of course, she must advocate for her country and the people. And even if she's wrong,
Existence is
would you actually believe somebody that betrays her country or her beliefs? I'd much rather believe in somebody that, you know, believes in what, even if she thinks that she's wrong, or even if she or her or him is wrong, objectively wrong. Um, that's her take, and that's it. We need to believe in people that knows what they're talking about, you know. And I'm not saying that she has the truth. I mean, but she was born there. She must know something, you know, more than I do, more than I know. We cannot just simply jump and taking the stance of people that never actually been in the place they are talking about. That's insane. It's like me
Let's
saying,
improvise.
you know, Germany's a beautiful country, Germany's this, Germany's perfect, and I've never been to Germany. Like, I can watch everything I know. I mean, I can watch everything from a distance.
eternal.
But
All will be swept away by the wind.
actually being there, living there, working there, that really makes you that makes you understand how the people are, how society is. So, and to be honest, I wanna say this again. I'm not taking the, because I don't know. I cannot say that something is true or not, because I've never been there. I've never been to Israel, never been to Palestine. I don't know. I know the general, you know, conflict, why the conflict is, but I cannot really say anything. But there are many people that are saying things. You know, just to, because maybe you thought that I was on the side of Ela and Ethan Klein. Let's just say Asmongold, for example. Asmongold, he wants to stay neutral, you know, and I understand him, and he knows he has said it many times that he cannot really say anything because he's living in, I think he's living in Texas, always have, all of his life, so he cannot really say anything about anything. But inadvertently and indirectly he does. And inadvertently and indirectly, when you do that, and you have the numbers that he has, he is now not on the neutral side anymore, because people are going to say that he's from the right, even though he's not. So when you enter the field, even though you're saying, like me, saying that I'm not from his side, somebody will say that I'm from right or from the left, or extreme right or extreme left. There's no in between. There's no in the middle. That's
Dreams
it.
do come true.
And that's when you it's just like picking a side, picking a football team. You have to own it, and you have to take whatever they're throwing at you, and you just have to take it. But we need to find the truth, the objective truth. And one of the objective truth is this.
Let the show begin.
You cannot really trust anybody saying what they have never seen. Never trust anybody saying that they saw something when they didn't see it. Because
All
we're
will
talking
be
about
swept
believing.
away by the wind.
And believing is not knowing. That's truth. Believing is not knowing. And even if the person is not right, at least he's living that reality, and he can say,
Dreams do come true.
yes, it's part of the objective. Because there is a truth. truths and lies exist.
Still the same one.
It's like building a puzzle to me. And if you're wrong, at least you trusted somebody that knows what they're doing, and that has value in that. If somebody's wrong, it's not like there's value in choosing somebody and being wrong, but at least that somebody knew that there's value in that. It's not like falling all the way from the 33rd floor. You're falling from the 6th floor. You still fell, but you can survive.
Friend?
Otherwise, if you blindly believe somebody that never knew anything about anything, how would you feel? You would feel like a stupid fucking person. I would feel that way.
Let the show begin.
I would feel pretty bad about it. Like,
Let's improvise.
at least I know. Yeah. If I fall, I fall. At least I believe somebody that knows things. Because we need to believe.
All will be swept away by
We
the
all
wind.
need to believe.
Dreams do come true.
And we need to choose our leaders. And we need to. I do believe that we are like that. We need strong leaders. We cannot go out there and be the leaders. We need to believe in somebody else.
Attack detected.
It's like believing in God to a certain extent. We don't want to take all the
Existence is
the action. We cannot. I think that our mind is not designed for that.
Let's improvise.
We need to know that certain things are marching. You cannot always question everything. Otherwise it would be impossible. Life would be impossible. You cannot question every time, you know, the ground is solid. I can walk now. That'd be insane. So we need to, you know, we need to,
Friend? Indulge yourselves!
there are chores that we need to do, and who's the best at this gets this, and the best at
Still the same one.
making
Let the show
decisions
begin.
is going to take that blame, is going to be the decision maker, and I don't want to do that, so I won't do that.
Dreams do come true.
I mean, if you think about it, like, managing a country is a tremendous task. Somebody's doing it. Would you do it?
Let the show begin.
Everybody's bitching about, you know, taxes and stuff. But if the time came and you had to do it, could you do it? I think it's of course you don't do it by yourself. You have
All will be
people
swept away
working
by
for
the
you
wind.
and with you, guiding you. But most of the times you're just gonna take all of the blame, like it's a free
Dreams do come true.
dumpster. Like whatever is not working, it's your fault. Everything is your fault.
Friend? Indulge
Let's say what's happening with Donald Trump, for example. Even if you think that Donald Trump is doing everything good, at the first misstep, everybody's going to shit on
Let's
him.
improvise.
If they already did, if they haven't done that already, it's like, yeah. It doesn't matter if he does good things or bad things. Somebody's going to shit on him for whatever reason. I mean, even if Biden did something good, everybody will shit on Biden. And Biden was
Recalibrating.
an unfortunate president, I think.
How's this taste?
Yeah.
Friend?
We need to consider that Biden really got.
Indulge yourselves!
I think that, from my understanding, Biden, when he got on, he wasn't. He had this disease. It is a disease, I think. A degenerative neural disease. He didn't have that when he started running, right? Or at least they concealed it quite. They did a good job. Because really, that affected the campaign. That affected everything, to be honest. That must have affected the way that America worked those past 4 years. To be honest, I didn't think that Biden was gonna win. He won, and oh, whatever happened happened. But the last year and a half was really, really hard because Biden couldn't handle it, and you can see that something had happened to him. I cannot believe that he started this way. I don't think the Democratic Party. How can you entrust the victory over Donald Trump to a guy that that has a problem, basically? I don't think they thought that. I think that Biden really
Stay in step.
got something along the way. Like his brain started malfunctioning, and that's a bummer. To be honest.
I'm so everything.
He did many things that are not good, to be honest, like
All will
pardoning
be swept away by the wind.
his son. That's crazy.
Friends?
You know,
Indulge yourself!
you don't have to be a Democrat or a Republican to understand that. That you cannot pardon your son just before you stop being president. That's a very that's a coward move. That's a coward move. But on the same time, yeah, on the other hand, he's an old man with a problem. He does have a problem. Like he was lost. He didn't know what to do. He probably wear diapers now, man. And I'm not saying it like to berate him or anything. It's the way it is. It's sad, and it's sad that for political gains they didn't step him away and they didn't say, we're taking the L and we are protecting this man, not parading him around like and making him say things and making him give speech when he couldn't really handle it. That was sad. That was bad, to be honest. We cannot argue that the Democratic Party fell off. Even the Democrats, every sane Democrat will tell you that. And I'm not talking about who's right and who's wrong. Everybody has problems. Have had problems. It's the way it is. Scandals. You need to trust the truth. The truth is, what do you want for the country? Because everybody's voting for what they want. That's it. If you are going with your beliefs, that's the most important thing. Whether you're right or wrong. Because if you think that it's the best for the country, that's when you
Great.
lose.
I'm more.
To me, that's when you lose.
We
That's
need a
when-
strategy.
That's when you just you think that the country should
Test
go
our
that
report.
way,
Let's improvise.
and that's you just need to do you just need to vote on what you want
I'm so
things
everything.
to go,
Burns to ashes!
what you want things to go. Because
Eternal.
politicians will keep on stealing,
Dreams do come true.
people will keep on doing whatever they want, people will keep on trampling on each other. You just need to stay true to yourself, so that when you're older and you think about the things that you did, you don't have any regrets. Not like, oh man, I'm voting for this. Let's say that you don't want somebody to go and win the presidential or whatever, but you're voting for him because you think that he's the best for the country, and then you regret it. That's a bummer because now you're only filled with regrets. Because I mean, it's not gonna change. Because if they don't want things to change, if they don't want to make whatever it's right or left, they have to do good things for the country, and that's the objective truth. And doing good things for the country is it's not involving right or left politics. It's just doing the good things for the country, economically good things for the country. It doesn't, I mean, like Trump, the tariff, that's a pretty leftist move. And Trump is supposedly a right-wing extremist, But this tariff thing is a right. It's a left. It's a left. Uh, it's a left thing to do. Protectionism and all that. It's communism 101. So he's doing what he thinks is right,
Let's improvise.
using whatever he needs to use, and that's what we should do. Not labeling things as right or wrong, left or right. No. If you are a progressive, democratic movement, you win the election, and you think that certain people have to be this way and all that. Okay, do it. Just make the country good. Just make it work. Just make it so that people can eat. Just make it so that people don't have to be afraid. Because these things happen everywhere, and we need to live in a place that is a good place to live in.
Friends?
Ideologically, everything can change.
Let's improvise.
So I don't really care in the end. I have my stance, I have my position, but I would much rather fight things that I don't like in a place where you can live than fighting for those things in a place where you cannot live, and even when you cannot eat, where everything is expensive, because it's double the problem. I much rather
Do come true.
be angry at you, but my stomach is actually full. See what I mean? We need to tackle the real issue. The real issue is poverty. That you can do that. You can debate ideas and morality
All will
when
be swept
everything
away
is
by the
alright.
wind.
Let's say that you don't have money. Okay?
Friends?
You don't have no money. You don't have any place to go. What would the first thing that you do? What would that be? Debating whether Palestinians are right or wrong? No, you don't care about that. You would care about where I go tonight. What am I going to eat? And that is exactly what we should do. Why we're getting less jobs. Who's taking the jobs? Those are the questions. And I really do believe that it doesn't really matter if Bernie Sanders goes to wins or Donald Trump. It has to be somebody that does good things. And at this point, I'm 32, going to 33 years old. I gave my shots. I believed in people. I don't believe in anybody anymore. I don't believe in anybody anymore. I don't believe in anybody. If I say that you're doing it, you are willing to do good things, you can be whatever you are. Far right, far left, middle. I don't care.
We need a
I'll vote you. But based on economics, based on real things.
Time to test our rapport. Let's
I don't
improvise.
care if it's the next Donald Trump. I don't care if it's the next Biden. Could be Kamala Harris. I don't care, man. I just want to live good. I want
Existence is unity.
good politics.
Dreams do come true.
I want everybody to have money,
Let the show begin.
like not struggling. And I don't really. I'm not talking about myself. I want people to have the opportunity to be happy, to have money. Because I think that having a job, good paying job, that's the ultimate happiness. We don't really need much. We need to be able to buy things, have a family, because otherwise we're not going anywhere. And that's the worst thing that can happen. Because when you're old and you don't have any kids because you don't have any house, you couldn't build it, what's gonna happen? You're gonna fucking die miserably. And that's the real thing. Not about Israel, Palestine, or whatever. You won't remember that. Let people that know what they're talking about, let real Israeli people, let real Palestinian people do get out have their debates. They are invested because other than economics, yeah, people killed your friends from whichever side. You're gonna be pissed, and that's something that drives you.
Eternal.
Rightly so. But
All will be
that
swept
never
away
happened
by
to
the
me.
wind.
I cannot say anything in this conflict.
Dreams do come true.
I'm living in Argentina, man.
Let the show begin.
I've never met a Jew here that I know. I never met a Palestinian, an Arab. I don't. We are all Argentinians. So far from anything, far from conflict, far from race. Just I cannot really say anything. It's me saying things that I. Why? Oh my god. Okay. So pretty good. We are actually reaching that level 50. If I cleared this, I think I'll be at 49. I got the same Twitch delay I had.
Let's improvise. Let the show begin.
Existence is unity.
Friends? Indulge yourselves! Dreams do come true. Let the show begin! Let's improvise.
Billie Eilish. Okay. So all this to say that I like Japan, but I'm not really very fond of living there now. If you think about it, there are some things that are so old that it's crazy. I mean, they did open up to the world, but they didn't at the same time. Oh man, I'm bad at this. Really bad at this. There's so many. They're so closed. I think they would rather die than pollute in the blood. To be honest, they will die. Japan is going to extend. They'll tell you that they'll try. The government will try whatever they'll do extreme things, but people will not make kids. They're just. I think the Japan is gone. To be honest, hot take. Japan is gone. Is done. I think that technology really polluted their mind like too much. They got progressively more isolated, not being able to tell what they feel, not being able to express themselves. I think the majority lives that way, and that thing will be their downfall. There's nothing that they will do because they cannot connect with each other. They won't make any more kids.
Please stay tuned.
I don't know why, to be honest, but it must have been this condition must have rooted itself so bad, so viciously in their mind that,
Eternal.
and it's their own enemy. Like literally, this whole hierarchy thing,
All
this whole
will be swept
collectivism.
away by the wind.
Dreams do come true.
Even when the only thing that they can say is making kids, they won't do it. their own idea of honor was corrupted because they cannot do it for whatever reason. But I'm pretty sure that that's what will drive the resistance.
Let's improvise.
Their own resistance,
Let the
their
show
mental
begin.
resistance. I don't know why, for example, China doesn't have that problem.
Dreams do come
They
true.
just proliferated. And Japan is indeed an island, but you know they could have. They could still fill some spaces in Japan. China is a way bigger spot of land. You know,
All will be swept away by the wind.
I think that Japan will be no more in a couple decades. In a few years. You don't believe that? It's like witnessing the death of a rare species in the animal kingdom. The Japanese people have perished. And we'll see the last remaining
Let's improvise.
last remaining.
Let the show begin. Time to mix things up.
And I'm not hating toward Japan. I mean, we're making fun of everybody. Everybody, man. Argentina, we're poor.
Eternal.
We're a poor country. You can say whatever you want about it. It's probably true. And this thing is true in Japan. It's not to get mad at. It's not me. It's not my fault. I'm making kids, man. I don't have kids, for example.
All will be
I
swept
don't
away
think I'll
by
ever
the
have any,
wind.
to be honest.
Dreams do
So
come true.
maybe it's that sad mentality, you know, that mindset, not being able to get a house or good living. That must prevent them. That's what I've been saying. I mean, Japan's problem is it starts with the mind,
Enjoying yourself?
because maybe the key is making kids, even though you cannot provide for them at your best. You can still be a good parent and make them succeed. Maybe a little bit poor in a poor environment, you know. But maybe that, with time, will lead to a prosperous Japan. But they cannot see it
Time to mix
because
things up.
I couldn't see it.
Friends?
Maybe they're living just like me, and that's the problem. But I know the solution.
All
Just do
will
it.
be swept
Just do
away
it.
by
Just
the
make
wind.
kids. I would say that. I would like to have kids, to be honest. I just now find somebody that wants to, literally. So, or many people already had kids and don't want to.
Dreams do
Because
come
we're in Argentina, that's the way it is. I mean, so many
Eternal.
fatherless mothers, like it's filled
Let's improvise.
with mothers with kids without fathers. That's, yeah,
Let the show begin.
that's the way it is. So don't get mad at me, Japan. I'm with you, man. I like Gundam. I like Pokemon. Pokemon is probably my favorite game. I stopped playing it after Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, because well, it got into Switch.
Stay away.
I didn't have the Switch and I bought a Switch. So.
Attack detected.
But you know, metagame,
Dreams do come true.
competitive play, I love it. Small
All
gun,
will be swept
I love
away by the
Pokemon.
wind.
I can hop in anytime and get back to the game. It'd be effortless. I know the drill. I know how it works. So,
Indulge yourself.
actually, I love Japan. I love many things that Japan did. Final Fantasy, Nobuo Uematsu. I can have a list of all the good things Japan did for the whole world.
Let the show
Japan is
begin.
treasure. Japan changed the world, to be honest.
I'm so
Changed many things.
burns to ashes.
What we have right now is influenced heavily by Japan, by the US, and that's something that there's so great value in. Games, cultural movies, like Miyazaki, Seven Samurai, cultural movement.
Dreams do come true.
And I'm talking about not the
Eternal.
Miyazaki from the Ghibli. I'm talking the one from Seven Samurai.
Recalibrating.
Let the show begin. Let the show begin.
Good writers, you know. I mean, in culture, Buddhism, samurai, Shintoism, all that, Stoicism, feudal Japan. That's something that I was really passionate about. Feudal Japan, beautiful. The art, the architecture. In general, Chinese architecture, you know, Asian architecture is so good. Because they share, you know, South Korea has it, North Korea has it, China, you know, Vietnam. They all share
All
that
will be
kind of
swept away by the wind.
architecture, and I think it's beautiful. One of the best, if not perhaps the best. You know. Yeah, I think I really do like it. And the fact that they use woods, you know, for everything, it's amazing. Actually, the other day I found out a technique that they do for houses. Like they burn
Still the same.
the wood, and they use the charred part of the
Let the show
wood
begin.
as the external part of the house. And that prevents bugs, that prevents
Indulge yourselves.
life from entering the house. It shields and it gives this black aura, you know, like a natural, stylish house. It's beautiful. It's really it really is. They do everything with wood. The wood craftsmanship is unbelievable. 48. That would be so. It's unbelievable. We in the West we use a lot of stones, which yeah it lasts more in time. Stone, marble, marble. It's what we had in Europe, you know. And they did beautiful things like Greece, you know, things that stood up to this day. But the wood craftsmanship, like building houses that way, and I think it's beautiful, aesthetically beautiful. Okay, so we are cutting the stream right now. Yeah, I like got 3 runs, so I'm good. I wanted to stream so that I could. I wasn't feeling so lonely when I got this. Tomorrow I think we'll finish and reach level 50. Yeah. 17 hours. I have to do this. Oh god. I need to do this. Oh shit. We need to do this. Look at this. Some other time. I'll do it some other time. I don't care. Later, in 17 hours, it's 17, 7, 8, 9, 17. Oh, I still have plenty of time.